I'm Bronwyn Morgan with Zio Air, and I am at AUVSI Xponential 2021 here in Atlanta. And it's so exciting to bring our podcast, ZioCast, live to AUVSI. We're talking to industry leaders across geospatial, drones, robotics, space, artificial intelligence, AI-based weather systems, and so much more, including advanced aerial mobility, UTM, government. It doesn't stop. So look forward to you joining us and listening to our leaders talk about what's happening with unmanned systems, drones, and more. We have a very special guest with us today, and that is an innovator and entrepreneur. That is Curt Lary, who is the CEO of Hextronics. And you can find their information and follow them on social media on Twitter here at Hextronics_tech. Well, let's get to it, Curt. Welcome to ZioCast Live.
Sure thing. Thank you, Bronwyn, for having me.
Absolutely. There's some interesting stories here. So tell us about your background and how you got into the UAS space.
Sure thing. Well, it started as I was a mechanical engineer from the Georgia Institute of Technology here in Atlanta. And as I was studying as an engineer, I designed autonomous systems for delivery within local environments such as restaurants. And we actually installed a few systems and had one live in the Georgia Tech Tower where we did autonomous deliveries of like soup, coffee, sandwiches, burgers, all of this.
Wow.
And so starting off in the autonomous space, I thought about, okay, what if these robots could travel in regions where you don't have to install the infrastructure to support them. And so then I transitioned into drones. And I really went into the space. I saw drone-in-a-box technology as the next iteration that's really going to take off and have an impact. And I heard definitely in the wind of drones using for delivery, but I envisioned a way that a small engineer, such as myself and my small team, would be able to iterate quickly and create a product that could be used essentially today. And kind of the name of the game for Hextronics is being a system integrator. And so we'll get into this definitely, but some of my spaces that I've been working on this product for over a year. We've gone through many iteration cycles. We used to swap it with a 4 degree of freedom robot arm, and we did computer vision to find the drone once it landed. However, through about 40 to 50 iteration cycles of just me and my friends in my garage, we were able to come up with a full working scalable product that we're shipping globally and domestically to enable fully autonomous drone usability with battery swapping capability. So yeah, that's where we are now.
Wow. And it takes that in the early stages. There's just iteration after iteration and change after change. So based on the transitioning needs of the market, and you kind of hit on that just a second ago, how is Hextronics addressing that? How are you addressing these needs as we're moving into autonomy?
Sure, yeah. So autonomy, as this conference has shown me more and more, is autonomy is where we're going with the future. We want to be able to have devices out there collecting data so that we can make actions that really amplify what we are capable of, either in agricultural production, in construction management, in security, in first response. Having a readily available drone in a box that has continuous uptime is something that we believe will add the most value and the most capability for these autonomous vehicles to be navigating in this environment. And really, in order to do this, in order to do this in a scalable way, which many of our customers come to us and say, hey, we're going to need 100 of these stations next year. We want to put them in all of our facilities. And really, we have to design it for scalability. And just being the small firm that we are to begin with, we really were looking to tie in with some of the best drones that we could even find in the market that many people across the world already own and are using, and has proven its reliability year over year. And right now, that's just the DJI Mavic 2 series that we've gone with. And we are just looking for the best products to work with that has a scalable supply chain so that our customers can use this autonomy. Because we've been hearing for the longest time, there's been boxes full of air. and we're really trying to make the boxes work every time and be scalable so that all of this data can be collected and used, and many other economies can be built off of applications designed specifically for individual use cases, which is what our customers are really looking for.
So what will it take to be competitive in this market? I mean, now we're seeing a lot more American OEMs coming online, which is, important for a lot of different reasons. What will be your, one of your differentiating factors that you can share?
Sure. So what we can share is, we're made in Miami, right?
Okay.
We started in Atlanta through Georgia Tech, but
Okay.
we come forward into Miami because that's where some of our best sheet metal guys have been.
I was going to say, why Miami? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because Hialeah is a great place, and that's where we can really make stuff happen, and they've been very supportive of our iteration cycle. And so how Hextronics will differentiate as an OEM is essentially our capacity to be a system integrator. Just at this conference here, we bumped into many groups that produce components that are going to work exactly into this use case. And what I really imagine is the best way to do is, instead of trying to do everything in Hextronics, is we integrate with all of these other providers in the industry to help us make really the best products. And I think that's the way as a community can make the greatest difference, because of course people that specialize in their product are going to have the best one because they're the ones that get the most input for their explicit uses. And so we're really just trying to tie into those existing streams and kind of bring everyone up.
Right. Wow. And so, as an American OEM, what are the challenges in this space for you?
Sure. Well, I'm sure as America OEMs always sense, especially with circuit production, is our friends in China that supply us with many of our valuable microprocessors that help drive our machines. And the chip shortage or the chip redesigns that come out, that's always a challenge in our iteration cycle. However, we're able to adapt relatively quickly and continue working with them. We would love to see some more development of circuit manufacturing in the US, especially with pick-and-place capability and also microchip production, which I think we need to get over here as soon as we can, just so that we got many different streams of products like this, and not just producing them here, but producing them scalably and economically feasible to integrate in higher level products and have thousands of these in production. I think that we're going to be capable of it, and it all comes down to, like this whole conference is about, autonomy in production, right? As many of these processes that we can create and make them be automatic, then you can have essentially lights off production lines where you input a design and the chips just start flowing.
Right.
I think we need to have that. I think if we don't have that in the next 10 years, we're not going to be America anymore.
It will be a challenge. I mean, I think we've seen this now with the pandemic and what a dent this has caused in so many different supply chains. And it's a huge issue. So when you think about innovation and moving forward, how do you see the technology evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? Because it's all changing so quickly. Everything from size of aircraft to capabilities. And so what kind of innovation and capabilities do you think we can expect to see?
Sure. Okay. Well, as it comes down to being the designer of a product like this, and really trying to integrate with the best, at least drones for autonomy, what we found and what our customers have been really impressed with us about is the capability of swapping the battery, because you can, as you wish, land and then recharge and have a drone be sitting there for 90 minutes or however long it takes to charge. And then you only have one battery pack in there as well, so you're not able to do as many continuous cycles autonomously. Whereas if you do robotic battery swapping, which is our initial products, capabilities, it really allows for the drone to be used more and more over time and lead to more autonomy. And so as I see, at least in one small design factor of drones and autonomous vehicles, is for them to be able to have batteries that can be swapped in and out mechanically and quickly. And that's just a small design change, but then also in design of drone technology in the future, as demonstrated, I believe, by Lockheed Martin yesterday at the demo, the drones need to get quieter. And to do that, probably wider prop blades, and able to just not create as much of a disturbance as they're in flight, be less detectable, and also be less annoying, essentially. If you've got a drone in the box flying all the time, we want it to be as less of a burden on the people on the ground.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my last question is, when you think about applications, and it sounds like you've been talking a lot to private sector partners, what about government applications and military? Is that something that you're seeing as a target for some of the work that you're working on?
Yeah, sure, of course. And I know right now we've kind of put ourselves in a box with the Mavic 2 being a DJI drone. However, this is just our first product, and we're always looking for the best drone out there to work with. However, yes, the government sector, the private sector, police forces across the country who already even own DJI series can purchase from a U.S. producer to amplify the capability of their existing technology, so that many funds can be spent actually made in Miami, right? Made in the U.S. The technology is built right here, and it's what enables autonomy. And it's really something that can be scalable. And of course, private sector for first response, if there's a collision occurring that's detected, you can have a drone on the scene in 30 seconds, giving you the whole imagery and information on what happened, how many squad cars to send, what ambulance to send, what the real deal is. And this also is for break-ins and any other event. So hopefully we can really eliminate crime in a lot of facilities, and also make sure that the police force has a third eye watching them, so that everyone can really understand what is going on, and really we can solve a lot of the issues that we have today in many different sectors of how people are responding in their relationship with law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that whole social piece is an interesting one, and will be, I think, an area where UAVs will play a huge role in how we're operating. Well, Curt, those have been your 6 questions on ZeoCast Live. We look forward to having you back as you're progressing and as things are growing and evolving for Hextronics. So thank you so much, and we'll talk with you in the future.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you.